Hey everyone, so this week we want to talk about winterizing your golf cars, your batteries, and then we're going to go over the lithium product. We see a lot of times in the springtime your batteries fail, and I'm going to show you how to make it very cost efficient and the batteries not to fail on you. So what we'll take is distilled water, and we will water your battery. Sometimes you'll have the single point system, which is very nice. You can just hook up and pump those babies up, and that will go through every one of those cells and fill the batteries up. Now, if you don't have the single point watering system and you just have caps, we also sell a single point watering system or a manual point watering system that you can do every individual cell. So after we get done watering the car, and the biggest thing here is when you're hooking up and unhooking into this car, you're doing it over the battery. I see a lot of people do it on the cowl, and that will ruin your cowl. They'll put acid right down your cowl and it will look terrible. So when you're always hooking up, you're always on the inside of the battery pack. Because when it releases that little bit of water, you do not want that on the cowl of your car. So now, make sure you use distilled water. So when you get done watering every one of those batteries, and you have a single point watering system, I want you to pull this up and take a look inside here. And I want you to observe at every cell in the battery and make sure it's full. Because if this bobber does not work, it can leave one cell dry. And then that's where you're gonna have a problem. And then that battery is gonna be bad over the year, over one season. So we're gonna go down through here and we're gonna check every cell to make sure that every one of them have water. And that's very important. So you do that through every battery, because if one cell's dry, then that's where you're buying a battery pack. Now, another thing I want to tell you is you're going to fill it up, and I want you to fill it up 2 weeks prior to storing your vehicle. So what I want you to do is fill it completely full of water. I want you to check every cell on the battery pack. And then you're going to want to run it and charge it at least 5 cycles. And I don't want you to just go to that down to the mailbox and back. I want you to run the car. What we're trying to do is take the distilled water inside the battery pack and mix it with the electrolytes. So every time you charge it, that boils the battery and it will mix the electrolytes in your battery. So you at least want to have 5 charge cycles on that car and at least take out 10 energy units. So I want you to run your car and then you can store that car. Now, talking about battery density and the acid in the battery. If you charge your batteries and they're all the way up to 12.65, that battery protects itself from the cold up to negative 76 degrees. But if you do not charge your batteries, that battery can freeze at 32 degrees. And if that battery freezes, what it's going to do, it's going to bust the sides of it out, and you're buying a whole battery pack. So that's very important. Now, another thing that we're going to do when we're winterizing your car is we're going to check all these terminals, make sure they're clean, make sure they're tight. Now, on the terminal ends, they are 80 foot-pounds, or 80 inch-pounds. I am so sorry. Now, when you're in here with the batteries themselves, you have rubber gloves on. You do not have nothing that's metal on your hands. If you do arc this thing out, it will hurt. And I can tell you right now, pain hurts me. So don't do it. Keep all the metal off your hands and your wrists while you're doing this. And be very careful. Now, 80 inch-pounds, right there. I know all of us don't have a torque wrench. And I know Club Car might get a little bit mad, but seriously, if you just take your wrench, be very careful. Just snug them. Now, another thing with the batteries, on every battery pack, it has a letter and it has a number. So it's the month and the year of the battery pack. So if you think about that, if you charge your batteries and you water your batteries, I know I shouldn't say this, but it's almost like antifreeze. The batteries will not freeze. And if you do exactly what I said there, those batteries will last 5 to 6 years as long as you water your batteries and take care of your batteries. All right, so when you're done with everything, you can buy some battery terminal protector and just generously coat those. One other thing I do is coat the bolts so it'll be easier to take off. And then you're done and you will be winterized. And you can come see us and we can do this for you. We'd love to earn your business.